confirmed. Netherlands and Italy into the semis. Poland will now play the waiting game. And seed number 2, they fix up the ice. Korea, USA, Japan, and France. And the USA, Cameron Lute, Corinne Stoddart, Clayton DiClemente, and Andrew Hio. French have Bérénice Camby, Chloé Olivier, Etienne Bastier, and Quentin Fercoq. Korean side, Kim Gilly is out on the ice. Chae Ji-hyun, Hwang Dae-hun, and Shin Dong-min. And the Japanese side, Nakashima Mirei, Watanabe Keita, Yoshinaga Kazuki, and Kanai Rika.
That team will look for a spot to move on to the semifinals. Part of that 2+2 advancement. Just waiting on the track stewards to finish up their work.
Well, the American team will definitely be missing Kristen Santos Griswold in this event. But a great opportunity for Cameron Lute here to step up, but she's got some big shoes to fill.
Reaching her first Olympics, Lute. Is Camby, I believe it's Kanai, Stoddart, and Chae Ji-hyun for Korea.
Go to the start. Ready.
Formidable force. Corinne Stoddart not able to get around to the lead. Good start by Chae Ji-hyun, and it's a move for Japan to get up into second, and the doors open for Camby to get up into third.
Stoddart was battling for that first position, dropped all the way to fourth there in that first lap, but now works back to third as she hands off to Cameron Lute.
And Kim Gilly on the ice for the Korean side. Nakashima Mirei for the Japanese. Lute. And Clint, no, it's Olivier, pardon me.
Oh, there's contact.
Oh, boy. And Lute and Olivier, that was a hard fall. Olivier is feeling it.
Lute is down 2, holding her.
Yeah, that's the situation there where there's, she checked her mouth to see if she's okay. Olivier checking to see if she's fine. There's the confusion of the order and skaters going, and yeah, Lute is staying down. Not sure if she got a blade up high, and they are bringing this one back because Cameron Lute needs a look. Unfortunately, the medics are right there. It took a second for it to be realized, but yeah, we are seeing, you know, brings it back to the discussion. We are seeing more skaters with the full face shields these days, and I mean, I'm not sure if they'll block everything, but when it's something coming up there, she was grabbing her mouth, and you know, fingers crossed that she's fine. Olivier also went down quite hard and was grabbing her shoulder still, but the medical staff right there and able to jump in as soon as the race was stopped.
Unfortunate incident here. So you see them clash skates. It was on the skater on the inside track setting up for the exchange that made contact.
Yeah, I don't know if she went face first into the ice and bumped the chin or any of that. But yeah, Olivier, not much either of them do. Yeah, and it was face down, just the mouth onto the ice. She's up on her feet. She is alert, but yeah, that worrying sign. But you know, the important stuffer is promising, and she's up on her skates and going off. But
she's giving thumbs up there, which is good to see. But
these are some tough athletes. They know the risks involved, and sometimes there's not a lot you can do when you find yourself down, but she and the recovery can begin, and we all hope Cameron Lute will be tip-top sooner rather than later. But it was almost a group effort. The officials were watching the heat of the action, and it took a few people to alert them. Then they spotted, then they whistled, and then everybody like clockwork.
Well, the officials never want to have to call a race. That one went on a little bit longer, but eventually they made the right call there to blow this race down, to make sure the athletes are okay. And we'll see Louisiana Stahl now coming out onto the ice.
And I think it's going to be a penalty for the Japanese team, because as you mentioned,
yes,
Olivier got caught up with one of the inside skaters, and usually it's their responsibility to make sure the track is clear.
If you're a skater on the inside setting up for an exchange, you have to ensure that you don't interrupt the race or impede the race that's happening, and that's what we saw with the contact between the Japanese team and the French team coming down that straightaway.
The official term, inactive skater on the track causing obstruction, and so penalty to Japan. And in an individual race, we see when there's a race stopped because of an athlete injury, that athlete, regardless of their condition, cannot continue. But as we see here, the U.S. making the change on the fly in the relay.
Yeah, I was actually wondering myself as I was watching this, because typically, as you said, Gavin, if they blow the race for you, but you don't get to restart that race. But the Americans being allowed to restart here, the incident was not of their fault as a result of that impediment from the Japanese team on the inside.
And it's incidents like that, of course, never malicious, and just unfortunate that that all played out. But it seems overall everyone seems to be in decent enough shape. We hope that Cameron Lute, no doubt in my mind, she'll of course get good treatment, but that it's not something overly serious, and we'll see her out again soon. But we're down to 3 teams and refocusing back in here when it's almost a whole race to go again. It makes it a difficult situation when you're chasing that 3rd place time.
Chloe Olivier still holding that right shoulder a little bit.
They do, of course, have Ophélie Levesque and Eva Grenouillou available. She's toughing this one out. So here we go, Che, Stoddard, Combi. Reduced field down to 3.
Go to the start. Ready.
Still quickly off the line, banishing the thoughts of lactic burn as the skaters are off to a flying start. Combi gets up into 2nd.
Completely different order off this start as Corey Stoddard wins it to the corner. That's the American team out front early here in the mixed relay. They're going to be a little bit of fatigue in the legs for these skaters. They've already completed quite a few laps into this race, and time is still a factor for that 3rd place team.
Louisiana Stahl, fresh legs in many ways, and Olivier in 2nd, looking like she is ignoring any pain in the shoulder. But Kim Gill-Lee, what more can you say? Yes, there might be some tired legs, but she is all the way around to the front, and now there is a lead.
Leighton de Clemente up the inside of Etienne Bastier, now looking to try to close down this gap. He's got Shin Dong-min ahead of him.
And it will be Hong Dae-han coming in, Andrew Heo and Quentin Falcock. We'll see if they can close that gap as the Korean side have a gap, but yeah, maybe coming down a little bit.
Quentin Falcock up the inside of Andrew Heo. Beautiful inside pass.
And you pointed out, Falcock has had a little spring in his step so far this weekend. Nice move on Heo, who's passing him is no mean feat. And Combi Maybe the legs getting in a little bit. Che for Korea. Combi is closing that gap. Stahl not able to keep touch, but the U.S. doing a flip. And Stoddard, who started this race, will be the second skater on the women's side, but she has a gap to shut down.
A lot of work to do, but Stoddard's giving everything she has back in third position.
If anyone can, it is Corinne Stoddard. And in will come Shin Don Min, Etienne Bastier, and Corinne Stoddard. Yeah, definitely close that gap a little bit. Now the pressure falls to Clayton DiClemente to further close that gap.
3 laps to go. Can he give Andrew Hugh a shot to get in there, but still a large gap to overcome.
One final exchange is now complete. Huang Daihon, Conte Felcock, and Hio is closing that gap a little bit. What a final lap this could be. Hio is back in striking distance. Oh, and he just couldn't hold on to the corner, and that will do it. Huang Daihon and Conte Felcock going 1 and 2, and the U.S. will see a 2:41.54, so that is slower than the Polish side, but that was a fun race too.
Well, Andrew here was closing with a lot of speed there on Conte Felcock, and as he was really trying to apply a lot of pressure to that corner exit, the ice just giving way, losing the footing, and just sucking the speed out of his legs there. But again, 2 teams moving through on time, so the Americans will be sitting there holding their breath and waiting.
And it includes the defending world champions from Canada, a new look Chinese side, the Olympic bronze medalists from Belgium and Kazakhstan in semifinal number 3. But you were praising of that Conte and Felcock pass earlier.
Well, it's just great to see Conte Felcock, you know, getting some momentum, looking stronger than he's done all year. It's maybe not the timing that he would have liked, but it's nice to see him getting back into form here and getting competitive with the field.
Final decision, penalty for Team Japan.
And that was from the earlier incident in heating. So watch the inside skater right there, and that started things off. Something like that, of course, never intentional, but unfortunate. So you have a 2:41 and 5:28 is the third place time to beat. And we will see who is out on the ice. I'm looking at Belgium.